Okay, July 1936, turn one of the 1936 game here. We're playing a German turn all by itself. We're probably going to mismatch these together and make an end of turn summary with the thoughts and strategies. So, Germany doesn't have a lot to do. I have moved this one dude here and annexed Austria, taking those two infantry and placing that there. I have not done the income increases yet. Non-combat moved this to coastal sub from C-Zone 13 to 24, and the sub from C-Zone 15 to 33. All right, that's about it. Purchases are a tech roll. I'm using that crazy roll where you can do a maximum of one tech roll. Submarine, airborne, and 2 Marines. And that leaves $2 in the bank for next turn. Alright, so I'm just going to place this up here. Airborne in with the air transport and knock down the Belgians. In case you're wondering, the Belgian placement calls for mountain infantry in the most recent version. The version before that didn't have any mountain infantry. There's no mountains in Belgium. Those troops can't move. Didn't make any sense. So I just, instead of putting 2 different types there, I got a stack. And the 2 Marines, we'll put them up here. There we go. Oh, and I was talking about doing seaplanes, and since I wasn't sure if I wanted to use it or not, okay, so that's the German turn. Let's do that quickly. So, the Germans go up $2 for annexing Austria to 22, and the British, because the Germans annexed something, go up $1 to 12. There we go. And yeah, that guy's in the way, but not in the way. Alright, so seaplanes, I'm using these little blue chips here, same as in my Marines, on a medium bomber. So I just gave one to the US in its capital, one to London in its capital. German capital wasn't on the water, so I put it here in Western Germany. Italy's got one in its capital. Russia, I threw it down in Crimea there. I didn't know where to put it. Could have been in Leningrad too, but Crimea, I guess. Yeah, Japan, they've got one in Tokyo. And I gave the Netherlands one just because they have a seaplane base, and why not if I'm giving them away for free. Netherlands is kind of a tiny little option here. And I gave one to Australia. I don't know if that's going to tip the balance because the Allies have 1, 2, 3, 4. Axis has 3, and the Comintern only has 1. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, for Germany, that's it. They're done. They just got to collect their $22 and save 2. So they're gonna have 24. So I'm just gonna put some money in their stash. There we go. Germany got $24 for next turn. And that's the end of the German turn. Not much to it. I'm going to do this tech roll and we'll see what happens. Anyway, see you on the next turn. I think that's Russia. Okay, for Russia, I'm not doing a crazy amount. Russia's turn, July 1936. I'm going to be saving $3, buying one tech roll for $2, and a single infantry for $3. So $5 cost, $3 savings. Alright, yeah, Russia doesn't have a lot of stuff going on here. I know that as Russia, if I want to start moving my navy, now would be a good time to start, because these guys are probably going to get trapped in here, and there's a chance that these guys could get trapped in there as well. I'm not too worried about these guys getting trapped at the moment, because Russia can't attack anything until 1939, or yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take all this stuff. It's regular submarines and destroyers and a cruiser. They all have a move of 3, but they're at a base. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to move it all up to here. I know it sounds crazy, but if you're Russia, that might be just the thing. So there we go. They've all moved from here, C-Zone 16, to C-Zone 24. Same place as this German sub and this American British Navy. All right, so there's a chance 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I can get them there in 2 turns. So maybe helpful, maybe I'm not sure what I'm doing with Russia yet. We've got to remember, right? Russia is got that crazy rule where the Berlin must fall is gone, but that also applies to everybody else's sheet, right? So the Americans can declare war on Russia, but they don't need Berlin to fall. They can just do it. The Allies have to wait for the Americans to do it, but that's all that happens. So this 1 extra infantry here, I'm just gonna throw them in here. Not quite sure what I'm gonna do. I don't really have a reason to do any non-combats at this point in time. I could move some guys, say, closer to the front, so that they're a little bit easier to defend some stuff. Maybe I'll attack Vipuria in a bit when it should the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact be signed. So I'll throw a couple extra dudes in the capital. This guy down there, these guys down there, this guy over to here. This guy, that stuff over there I'm not too worried about. We're just going to move this guy here by rail, this guy to there, and this guy's on a rail line, so if I want to, I could move him all the way to here. Just throw him in there. Wouldn't hurt. Anyway, so that's it. That's the Russia turn. I'm going to do a tech roll. Now, Russia for tech, it doesn't really do you any good to have anything seaworthy, and with the advanced submarines I got for free, it doesn't really help. So let's pick for Russia, let's do the advanced artillery. They got a cool Katyushka unit that's pretty good. I need for that a 7 or higher, and it's a fail. All right, so that's Russia's turn. Russia's income doesn't change. It saved $3. So now it's going to collect 8 again, bringing us to a total of 11. All right, that's the Russian turn. Okay, it's still the Russian turn. I forgot. Communist China. I'm just using this coaster upside down, by the way. That way they have $2. You can only buy a militia with $2. I'm just gonna stay where I am with them and collect an extra $2, so they got the 4 in the bank. Now they can buy mountain infantry should they wish. And we'll see what we do with that. Let's see what Japan does. I forgot to do anything over here with Spain. And you know what? I forgot to do anything with the Germans too, so I'm going to wait till January 1937 and do something in there. Otherwise it's a little bit unfair here. Alright, so we're just going to skip them. Now we'll just end here and I'll start the Japanese turn. Okay, July 1936, Japanese turn. We're going to buy 2 light tanks, $4 each for 8. 1 elite marine or SNFL marine for $5. A tech roll for 2, leaving us with $1 in the bank. All right, so now for some non-combat moves. Sorry, these guys had been moved here. We're going to scoop up 1 dude on a destroyer. Dude number 2 and a motorized are going to hop on this transport from here to there. We're just going to deliver them all to Johol here. And then, just knocking everything down. Cavalry also into there. 2 of these dudes into there. This tank, or this motorized into there. And that's about it for this turn for movements, non-combats. I'm not going to do an attack this turn. Oh, they had 1 extra dude there. Let's bring another destroyer. We'll bring that guy over to here. Why not? Easy enough to scoop up from there. Yeah, you know what? We're going to throw him in here too, just in case. I'll figure that out. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dudes. 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Now we can use that on the motorized. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to place one of the light tanks here. We're going to place light tank number 2 in Tokyo at the major. Let's put in the capital along with, and these guys are scooped off here, chipped out along with this SNFL. And I should have done this earlier, but these planes are also going to be in Korea. Why? Because it gives us a range boost from Korea. And it's closer. It's one last move we got to make. All right. There we go. That's it. That's all we're doing. So one light tank and an elite marine. I got the blue for the Marines, and then I got my yellow for elite or upgraded or higher tech or heavy, whatever you want to call it. And that's it. That's the Japanese turn. We're gonna do one quick roll for I was gonna do long range aircraft, but really wartime economy is handy for them too. Let's do wartime economy. We've already got improved shipyards. They might need some extra money to compete with the Americans, so I need a 7. And oh yeah, you can see I rolled a 10 there. So there you go. Japan going to collect its $16 plus the $3 bonus for trade, and Japan has successfully started wartime economy. I forgot to show you, Russia has actually not done its roll. We're going to do that. No, I did show you a roll for Russia. They rolled a 4, they failed. Germany, off camera, I forgot to put it on camera. They rolled for jet aircraft and got it turn 1, so they got one stage of that. All right, let's see what happens here. So I'm going to collect my 16 plus a further 3 for the bonus of not being at war with China yet. That will bring me up to 19 plus the $1 I had saved. So we'll be at 20 for Japan for next turn. See you then. Okay, so we're going to do the British turn now. The British are going to upgrade a minor factory to a medium. That's what I'm using these red ones for here. We're going to build 1 Marine and 1 tech roll and save nothing. The Far East Command is going to build 1 single infantry, saving $2. And Australia only has 3, so they're just going to save those 3. They could build an infantry or, but nothing's in range of an attack on Australia, so there's no rush. So let's see what we need first. So we're just going to do the British turn here. Non-combat moves. Okay, so this dude from here is going to move over to there and place itself on escort duty. A little bit of caution. We're just going to move these guys back here. Coastal sub. Let's just leave that right there. Why not? All right. Australia doesn't really have a lot, so they're just going to sit tight. Let's see what's going on over here. This is where we're going to upgrade that factory. So just since I'm panning by, let's upgrade that factory. Since it's been upgraded, nothing can be placed here this turn. Technically, that upgrade arrives at the end of the turn. You can't upgrade a factory. You can't use a factory that's being built, placed, upgraded, or whatever. The turn it's placed and upgraded. All right, in here, we got lots of things we could do with this stuff, but for now, nothing's really going on, so we're just going to chill out. We're going to place one of these. Let's place this cruiser on escort duty in here. You know what? Let's move these out of here. I'm just going to put them right over here, and we're going to put this cruiser on escort duty. we'll leave the destroyer off because the destroyer can intercept movement. We really anticipate any movement out here. Let's see, what else are we going to do? We're going to throw, you know what, we're going to throw this destroyer right here on escort duty as well, just because these subs are coming out. And that's it. That's it for crazy moves this turn. I'm going to place the Marine up in here. Don't think I'm going to use it for sure, but you never know. And what else did I have to place? This one, infantry, is going to get placed in Calcutta at that minor factory. And we're basically done the turn. We paid for a tech roll, so let's do it. Britain is probably going to want to have improved shipyards because it's got a lot of sea zones. It needs to cover in between its locations. So, see what we get. 12. Doesn't matter what I rolled. That would have been good. I needed a 7. So we're going to put Britain on improved shipyard stage 1. Right? There we go. Stage 1. Improved shipyards for Britain. There we go. So that is the British turn. We're going to collect 3 for Australia, leaving us with 6 in the bank. 5 for Far East Command, leaving us with 7 in the bank because we saved the 2, so we spent that. And Britain went up $1 because of the annexation of Austria, so it's going to collect 12 instead of 11. All right, next we're going to do the Netherlands. Not really sure what's going on with them. They only have $1 in the bank, so we're going to save $1 and collect $1. Netherlands is done. All right, I'll see you the next turn. Okay, July 1936, French turn. They're going to build a single infantry, and they're actually going to do a tech roll for wartime economy too. That would be very handy for France to be able to get that. And it doesn't require a home country or anything crazy like that to be able to collect it. So that's going to be their shot. All right, we're going to do a couple of non-combat moves with France. It's kind of gamey this way because you know that you're possibly going to need this dude in Europe. So you scoop him up, and here he's going to do no good for you. So it's got a move of 2, but it's at its own base. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. And, you know, we're going to try to get him as close to home as possible. And, of course, this guy's here. Alright, we're going to do the same thing with this here. This transport is going to take this dude up to there, deliver him this navy. Okay. This guy got to come off. Oh, and just hear all my stuff scattering. Man, you are a pain in the butt. Just get down. There we go. Alright, so Rome scattered. My navy's all scattered. Thankfully it didn't do too much. But whatever. So let's focus on France again. We're going to build 1 infantry, and we're just going to throw them in the capital here. So we'll just use a little white chip underneath there. So we non-combat moved 1 infantry into here. And we built an infantry in there as well. So infantry and an infantry. There we go. And my navy's a little scattered, but whatever. All is well. And that cat has only mildly affected my game table, but that's okay. So France spent its $5. It's going to collect its $5. It's lost nothing, it's gained nothing, it's attacked nothing, it's at war with nobody. Now let's do that wartime economy roll here. We need a 7. You can't really see that, but we got a 10. So France has wartime economy started. There we go. Stage 1. Of course, France has radar as well, but unlimited scramble of planes doesn't really help France, since it's not going to have unlimited planes unless it gets some wartime economy and gets some good rolls. So yeah, this has been moved here. We'll see what happens next. I believe we have... Well, I should have done the French first before the Italians, but you know, I can change my order around here. Anyway, next we got the Americans and the Chinese. These KMT, the Communist Chinese, or the Nationalist Chinese, not the Communists. Anyway, okay, it's now Italy's turn. July 1936. They got a fairly simple turn. Italy's already at war with Abyssinia, so this doesn't count as a declaration of war. It changes nothing in the grand scheme of things. Since we have all these units here, we're just going to fire them in. 2 infantry, a fighter, 3rd infantry, and a cavalry. Another thing Italy can do is it can take Albania here, but I don't have a transport. So what I'm going to be doing for Italy is I'm going to spend $2 in a tech roll, save its 5 extra bucks, and that'll be it for that. And so from now, we have no transport, so we can't move anything in there. So Italy's kind of hooped until it makes itself a transport, and it's got almost no units up there, and most of them are down here in Africa. It's got more units in Africa than it does in Italy itself. So yeah, so we're just going to do this here. So I'm not going to show you the rolls here, but that's the attack. Actually, let's just do that real quick. Fighter at 6. Alright, that's a miss. 3 infantry at 1 because it's a mountain. Nothing. Cavalry at 3. That's 1 hit. 2 militia back at 2. Nothing. Alright. So fighter at 6. That's a kill, and 1 militia back at 1. That's a hit. So they lost 2, and the Italians lost 1. Italy's just going to do this. Done. I'm just going to put a thing on there. It's worth nothing. And this aircraft has to land somewhere else, so it's just going to land right back here in Italian Somaliland to defend its base, I guess. Its naval base. So yeah, that's it for that. Let's do this tech roll for Italy. Italy could really use some wartime economy. It doesn't make a lot of money, so let's see what we get here. That's a fail at a 4. Needed at least a 7. Alright, so the Italian turn, they spent $2, saved 5, collected 7, so they now have 12. They can afford to buy themselves a transport or something next turn. And I'll leave it there. We're going to do the KMT. They have $6, and they're going to buy 2 cavalry for $3 each, because they have no attack power at all so far, and cavalry basically gives them attack of 3 and a defense of 2. But you know what? We can put 3 of them in any one of these places already owned. But what we're going to do is we're just going to put them over here in Sichuan. The reason for that is this. Yeah, let me get that steel pointer. That was known as a steel chopstick. So we're going to put them in here because this location connects to there, 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 and Communist China. So it literally touches 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 locations. So it's a central hub. That way they can branch out, and that's something they probably don't want to lose to the Japanese if they show up. Other than that, I don't really have a lot of things I can do too well with this stuff. I don't want to give anything away for free. I'm technically at war with these yellow dudes here too, so I can use them to attack in there should I so choose. Yeah, so that's it for the KMT, they're going to collect their $6 again, so nothing really amazing happens there. The Americans had $6. We're going to save 4, and we're going to spend 2 on a tech roll, and we're going to collect another 6, leaving them with 10 in the bank for next turn. Nobody's at war with anybody, so they can't lend lease to anybody. So let's see if these Americans can get themselves a tech roll. Alright. What could they possibly want? Well, they have a bunch of crazy things they need, so we're going to do it with heavy bombers because it's the hardest one to get. So heavy bombers. Ooh, that's a 9. Beautiful. The Americans needed a 9 or higher. 9 plus, right? So they already have this stage, so they're going to do the same thing that Germans did and skip a stage ahead. There we go. So that's the end of the first turn. So we're going to move the calendar over to, let's move the Vichy symbol up. We're going to move the calendar over to January 1937. Everybody's income stayed the same, except for the Germans went up 2 and the British went up 1 for the German annexation. So there we go. And that's the end of turn number 1, July 1936.